and looked at some old clips for the game the day before. Some of the trailers, some clips, so just some highlights of the game. And you'll see some of it running out in the background. But for today, let's talk about the impact of the game on us as gamers and the gaming community. From the people who are hyped up to the game, to people who sat on the sidelines, to the developers, the indie developers out there, the people who are struggling to make that game that become a hit, and just advertising as a whole. Especially with the recent news, if you didn't know it, the developers are closing. Here's their statement coming a few hours ago directly from Twitter. We'll talk about that first, and then we'll just get into my personal opinion, and I want to hear from you guys as well. How do you think the advertisement of this game has affected the development community and affected the gamers who actually have to indulge in this advertisement, especially when it's in Times Square and all over the place? Let's get it on to it. The day before, we have announced, this is coming from them, today we have announced that the closure of the studio, unfortunately, the day before has failed financially, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. So they got into money, whatever money that might be, from whatever people didn't refund on Steam, but they're going to use it to pay out any debts they may owe. Now, there is some rumors in the background that they might have got some governmental funding and blah, 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 but that's whatever. I don't have the facts on that. So they're going to use the money to pay off their debts. All right, cool. They want to take care of their debts. That's fine. But they did take on a lot of volunteer work for people on Discord to hire other people. And I'm hoping those people get their money and get their fair share, because it sounds like some of those people didn't even get a free key. And now, if you didn't know about this, go out and search up some YouTube videos and you'll see a lot of the volunteers on calls answering questions. But that's its own whole drama. Let's continue with their statement, though. We invested all our effort, resources, and man hours into the development of the day before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release the new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately we don't have the funding to continue the work. Alright, we all start projects and it doesn't work out. As a YouTuber, I bought devices, I bought camera software to make cool YouTube videos over the years, and then just like, it fell off, it didn't work out, whatever it might be. I'm doing this mostly for fun, so it's just like, alright, things don't work out. But you go out there, you show a bunch of trailers, a bunch of features, little snapshots of the game, and most of that stuff is not even in the game. Then you market the game incorrectly, and now you put the game out there. People are paying $40 for the game in the United States, a bunch more money other places, and now you're not even going to finish the game that people are in early access. So this early access title will never get a full release. So what's going to happen to it? Is it just going to stay on Steam being early access forever? Is just some like angel funder has to come in and pick up the game, then try to make it into something better? Because it sure as heck isn't an MMO. From all the videos and other players I've seen playing of this seems to be basically an extraction shooter, as everybody else has said. But I don't want to keep just going over what other people have said before. Let's finish off the statement and I'll talk about a bigger point here. It is important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of the day before. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. Alright, maybe 5 years ago somebody had the idea and this is how this all came to be. Now, whether they put a bunch of work into this, that's for everybody else to decide, because a lot of this stuff is all assets from asset swords, which is not a bad thing. But if you are just an asset flip, which is might or might not be, and this is just using a lot of free labor to get things off the board, well, it may not really work out to become a really that great of a game. Now, I saw that from the very beginning. From the first time I saw these trailers, I'm like, something seems off here. That's me personally. I never was into this from the very beginning. I just said, this seems off. It just flew my red flags immediately. But I can understand how the hype comes out when you got RTX trailers coming out there from NVIDIA. You got it up on IGN and all the big other game websites. They have the newest Days Before release trailer coming, so you could get hyped up. You got the Times Square billboards coming up there. So this was deceptive marketing. Now, here's what I say about paying off your debts. If I was somebody who had my own private business and I lent some money to the studio to make this game and I was promised a return, who knows how this debt is working out? Who are they paying back? Who are the creditors? They're not a public company to my knowledge, so you don't know who's going to get paid first in this whole entire closure right here. In this whole entire bankruptcy procedure, if that's what's happening here, it's not a company based in the United States, but whatever the policy is in their country, who's getting this money out first? And I feel like in this situation, they put together a game, put it out there for a bunch of money, where it definitely doesn't seem to be worth that money. Some gamers are going to pay that money, and some gamers are not going to go ahead and refund this money. Clearly, a lot of people are, but there will be those people who are die-hard, like, we're going to hold out till it gets better, which clearly now it's not when they're being told that, and they're not going to go ahead and get their refund, so they're going to end up getting some money in their pocket unless Steam takes down the game and refunds everybody, which very rarely happens to things that are so big and hyped up like this, but maybe all the attention, especially with the now announcement of closure, that it might actually end up happening too. I just think there's a lot of deceptive marketing going out there, especially from the beginning of this game being shown off to release, that gamers just need to start looking out for. You don't need to be pre-ordering, you don't need to crowdfunding, you don't need to be a donor on their website like, Star Citizen. You just need to look with your eyes and look what's actually happening and be like, hey, how about 30,000 plus of us just don't buy this game on release? Let those few YouTubers that get keys, get hooked up on the game, and play the game, right? Because there were some YouTubers out there that got a free copy of the game, like legitimately. Let them play the game and tell you like, this little studio with no other big game that seems to be having a very iffy time with their trailers and their promises. Maybe we don't just buy this instantly when it comes out. Let's other people try this out and see all the issues, from the server issues, from the aiming issues, from the noise issues. And yes, the early access tag lets people get away with things, but guess what? You don't need to buy the game early access. You honestly don't. And this is not to say that not every game out there is not worth a try, because look at Larian. Larian didn't come out the gate and made a Baldur's Gate 3 level game. They made other games. They did crowdfunding. They built themselves up over time. So there's no reason to say that this company couldn't have did the same thing Larian did slowly but surely and came out with a banger and hitter. But they were making promises, and promises through their trailers, what they were advertising, that were things that they just couldn't live up. They were making promises that I saw people like Ubisoft make with Divisions, with some of their early trailers, where the Division came out, the Division 2 came out, and those things were still not even in the Division 2. So if the Division, the Ubisoft, the multi-billion-dollar company that is, can't make up its promises in their big blockbuster game, how is this small studio here gonna follow through, especially when they've been pulling us on slowly and not showing us what the game really is? And then when the game finally comes out, they're telling us it's not a scam. It never was a extraction shooter. No, it really is. It's not an MMO. This doesn't look like any MMO I've ever seen. I've never seen an MMO with 30 people in there. I wouldn't consider the MMO in the lobby. Let's continue here though, guys. At the moment, the future of the day before and the Prop Night, that's their other game, is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. So whatever they did to pay, maybe they paid ahead for server spaces, maybe the money coming in will still go to server space. Somebody has to be administrating this in the background. Any money that, if this game stays online for the next 6 months, that those checks coming from Steam have to be going to somewhere. That's just, I know that much has to be true. Okay. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectation. We did everything within our powers. I don't believe the statement, but unfortunately, we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor. I agree with that. So we'll continue and we'll come back again. We're grateful to everybody who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the past 8 years. Okay, opening of the studios 2015 and the releasing of the day before is 2023. Okay, guys, and they've released a bunch of other games along the way, and they signed their name at the end of the statement. But I want to go back to this one. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. Fair enough, that's okay. The statement I really don't. We did everything in our power, but unfortunately, we miscalculated our capabilities. Okay, guys. According to some of the volunteers and the people behind the scenes who are coming out of the woodworks, and these are people just telling their side of the story, they never got a different build where the game looked like some of these early release versions that are out there right now. There was no, they didn't get no build that had RTX and everybody's played that. Most of them are saying that they saw mostly this stuff was scripted. These were like, edited and things. They just like nice little vertical slices. You make something that looks really pretty. It lasts anywhere from maybe 5 minutes to an hour, whatever that little vertical size is, and that's it. That's doable. You could get a team together and put something to like together in a year, 2 years, and use that as marketing material to hopefully hype a game up, and then you put that game out there for freaking $40 in the United States, more in Canada, more other places, less other places, and then you get a bunch of money in, and there's always, no matter what, and this is what this video is actually about, those people who refuse to refund the game, refuse to accept that they have been swindled, and that's what gets me so frustrated. Why are there so many gamers that just hug their abusers? Like, no, EA, it's okay. No, Ubisoft, it's okay that you did this thing with this game that I didn't like. Like, learn from these companies. They're telling you who they are. They keep on putting out deceptive trailers, false release date, false streams. They're telling you, they are showing you who they are. So when the game comes out for $40, you don't need to be picking the game up right away. Give the game a few days. Give the game a week, guys. It hasn't been a week and the studio is already shutting it down and saying that they're not going to keep working on the game. So this is not early access for all the people on the Steam, all the people in the comment section, these YouTubers, all the people on Reddit, the Facebooks, everywhere saying like, oh no, this is just a start. It's going to get better. I actually like this type of game. It's going to get better. Guys, I could already saw all this coming, man. I ain't no Nostradamus. I just been playing games for a long time. Open your eyes here, guys. There's been too many other games out there. Look at the No Man's Skies. How many of y'all people out there when No Man's Sky came out, came in my videos and be like, yo, the game is crap. You shouldn't have bought the game. And I said from the day No Man's Sky came out and the months before, I said, guys, I didn't watch all the trailers. I never overhyped myself on what this game could have been. I was not sucking on every word that Sean Murray says. I'm going to pick this game up because I wanted a Space Exploration game, and I'm going to try it and see if I like it for what it is initially, right? But those people out there wanted everything from the game. They made a mistake. They overhyped themselves. So, did I go out there and buy the $100 plus edition with the shipped version of No Man's Sky? Hell no. Hell no. Did I know if the game was going to get a lot better? Hell no, I didn't know as well. But I enjoyed what was there initially. No Man's Sky coming out wasn't no 2.0, wasn't no Days Gone, but I was willing to make it get better. But I realized at the same time some other people got bitten. Stop overhyping yourselves with these games. Be very realizing what you're going to be buying, and when other people criticize for the game, that what's in the game, be okay with it. You could criticize me for picking up a game that's not the best game ever. It could be a 5 out of 10 if No Man's Sky on release to you was a 5 out of 10. Maybe I was okay paying a 5 out of 10. But when you tell me that, hey, this system in No Man's Sky is broken or not great, okay, that's your fair point. And just like I'm saying, like, hey, this game was telling you what it was before launch. Listen to them. Listen, like, watch the videos. Watch me be the dumb YouTuber who has the opportunity to buy No Man's Sky on day one and show you what's wrong with the game and show you what I like about the game, then buy the game. Watch the IGNs, watch the GameSpot. Regular people who are not YouTubers, streamers, don't have disposable money, you guys need to stop putting yourself in these situations, guys. It's just not worth it. Just don't buy it. Don't pre-order it. Just wait. You don't need the game day one. You don't need Diablo, the $100 version for the few days early. You don't need it. Most people don't need it. You'll be alright. Right? It's okay. It's okay to wait. A little bit of patience, guys. It's okay to be hyped. I get hyped. I buy things related to hype all the time, guys. I'm hyped about Worlds of Goo 2. That's the game that was announced at the Game Rewards. It's a little tiny puzzle-based game. I can't wait to play that game, right? But it's okay. I could wait a day after it comes out to see what the reviews are about. And that's what the point of this video, guys. Goodbye to the days before. Too bad for the developers, guys. We'll see what else happens after that. Later.